everybody. This is what we got from Origins. So without further ado, let's check it on out. I have been looking at these guys for also very, very, very long, salivating like a wolf every time. And I finally broke down and got them. And then when I got them, I'm like, they're like my wife. They're really short. So I'm thinking to myself, what would they use these for? Well, in Starship Troopers, they've got bug holes. If you look at the bug holes, you can see that's pretty doggone much taller. And the bugs aren't quite that tall. So, and if you look at these, they're really taller. And so, because the bugs are supposed to be getting smarter as the fight with humans goes on and on and on, I developed the concept that they would make their tunnels smaller so the big suits couldn't get in. So the humans came up with these smaller, what I call tunnel assault troops. And those will go into and make it past choke points that the bugs have designed for them. Moving along, I found a bag of Cthulhu. Could be figures or statues, depending on what you want. I'm going to turn these into like Cthulhu sacrificial pools and probably sell them on eBay, because I'm going to pick up another bag when we go to Gen Con, and I'm going to keep that bag for my Lizardman City, and then for certain scenarios you can say the Lizardmen started worshipping Cthulhu, and then you could put his statues all over the Lizardman City, and that would look kind of nifty, I think. So there's a flyby on that. And then the wife kind of liked these, and I looked at these and said, you know what, these could work really well for those flesh ripper of the Necrons, if I decided to repaint them up. They're technically crossbow troops, but if you look at that weapon there, that could easily look like it's just slicing and dicing stuff. And I particularly like the tubes going out of the body into that area. These little guys here, God, you could use them for almost anything. I could use them in my my army for Tyranids, of which I've got a very special book from Jedi Jim. That's right, everybody knows Jedi Jim. I had a wonderful, wonderful dinner with him and his wife. I'm going to shoot over. And we did. Everybody knows that I like to play with sharp things, and Jim most graciously gave me just a slew of pocket knives that are just ultra cool, and I had to play with them like all freaking night after I got them. Surprised I didn't lose a limb over it, but thank you, Jim. And and these 3 figures. You know how my wife is with dwarfs. Check these out. These are Jim originals.
From 30 years ago.
From 30 flippin' years ago, guys. How cool is that? He was saying, you can repaint them. You think I'm going to touch these with a brush? Cut my hand off first. Oh, and speaking of cutting my hands off before I would paint over them, here is a Christopher original. Let's see if I can do this some justice here. My crappy light. But, is that too much light? There we go. A Termagant for my army. I thought that was ultra freaking cool. And of course we had dinner and had a wonderful time. Thank you, Christopher. And let's see, what other goodies do we got? We got Axis and Allies, which of course can work for Flames of War. You know, always try and double your the things you can use stuff for. Sorry for shaking, we just got done doing the lawn. Went over to ArmorCast. Got some second goodies there that I'm planning on putting on to my Titan when I get around to it. So yes, all you people that have been jumping my case for finishing up the Titan, that may happen in the fairly near future. Obviously, I'm a Star Wars nut, as are probably most of you out there. So I've got 2 modified ATSATs, I don't know what they would call these, and 6 Stormtroopers. Gotta love Stormtroopers. My wife had picked up a bunch of these Rackham Wolves, and this is the command company that goes with them, so we decided to expand upon that because, well, wolves with big blades are just cool. And let's see, these obviously are for terrain purposes. I don't know what I'm going to use them for, but they were just ultra cool and I had to get them because that's me. This is a freakingly huge, ginormous Griffin, so I would call this like an Emperor class ancient Griffin, because this thing is just mammoth. I mean, look at the size of the rider. That's the rider. You know, that's the Griffin. And we were looking at a number of different style dragons, and me and the wife decided on this one. Thought that was very cool. Be very easy to mount a figure up there for riding if you wanted to go that way. Pre-painted, pre-assembled, which saves me a ton of work. Not all the paint job lines up, but you know, I'll take it. You know, anything that allows me to move on to something else, I'll take it. So I might do some dry brushing with that, I might not. One of the things I really like about the figure is that it's like splashing through mud. And you can actually see it's splashing through the mud. So, and it's done up in like with cave stone, so that'll look really, really cool when I get around to doing my cave dungeon eventually. And Dale, being the ultra cool individual that he always is, had an extra one of these around and said, "Here, take it." And I'm no fool, of course I said yes. And I just had a wonderful time with him and Lexicon, and we chewed the fat and chewed the fat and chewed the fat and never got around to rolling tape. So, oops, sorry about that, guys. So I'll try not to be such a doinker in the future and cut you guys in on all the conversation, but. You know, it's just fun to just sit down and chit chat sometime and not worry about the lens being on you. So, anyhow, that is what we got going to Origins. So I hope you guys enjoy this vid, and we will talk to you later. Love you. Bye bye.